If I could describe a farmer in 3 words, hardworking would be number 1.
Farmers are the most creative people.
I think farmers are the most selfless people.
Reliable.
Dedicated.
Resilient.
Passionate.
Essential.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another Seed World Giant Views interview. My name is Alex Martin. I serve as the editor of Seed World magazine, and today I am joined by Garth Hodges, who is the Vice President of North American Business Management of Seeds with BASF. We're here at the American Seed Trade Association on the floor right in the lobby of the hotel, and today we are going to have a great time before Aston moves over to Orlando next year. But today Garth is going to help us dive into a really fun and important topic, the development of new genetics in an innovative world. So thanks so much for joining me today, Garth.
Thank you, Alex.
I figured we could start with some introductions just to get them out of the way for viewers who might not know you. So can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your role with BASF?
Sure. Well, currently I work with BASF, and I have an incredible team managing the North American seed business. So we have our canola seed business in Canada, North Dakota. We're starting a brand new soybean seed business at Talvo. We have our cotton seed business, actually celebrating one of our brands is celebrating 100 years of brand recognition this year. And yeah, it's just an unbelievable experience to be able to be right there in the action.
Yeah, I could believe that, especially with a celebration on your hands. That just makes it so much more fun. Now, I figured we could also dive in a little bit more broadly into our topic today, Garth. So there's a lot of new innovations going on, especially in seed in North America. What are some of the biggest developments you've seen recently in seeds and traits in North America?
Well, I think first of all, the adoption of technology has been pretty remarkable and incredible. And if you think of all the different technologies that come our way, whether it be hybridization, herbicide tolerance or insect tolerance, I think these have really paved the way. But I think really, for me, the most important thing is breeding and the innovation that we've seen in breeding, and trying to get people to understand what breeding is and just how valuable it is in our world. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm sure discussing breeding with a bunch of chemists is also a lot of fun because you get to kind of look at the sector a little bit differently.
It is, Alex, and I would say I've worked for several companies, and our seed business has gone to several companies over the years, and that has been one of the biggest challenges, is how to explain this, how to explain the art and the science of this business, and it is hard, and so you have to use analogies. And I guess one of the better analogies I've actually used is motor cars. Like I would say, do you drive a Mercedes or a BMW? And you're always wanting the new one because you don't want the old one, right? And why do you want a new one? Well, the new one always has additional features. It has power steering. You think of the old days, ABS braking systems, this kind of power. And that's what breeding, if I had to use an analogy, that's what breeding really is. It's that constant improvement. And if you don't have it, you're left out. But if you do have it, you're right there in. And then if you have something that's really special, then of course it puts you right ahead. So if I'm thinking of something really special in the canola business, our pod shatter technology has not only done incredible things for our business, but it's also revolutionized the way that growers grow canola. And so that's kind of heartwarming in the sense that you can actually be part of not only the initiation of this technology, seeing it being acquired, but then actually seeing it in the field, and then hearing how growers enjoy these kinds of technologies.
Perfect. And we are moving into a realm that has more and more developments in seeds and traits. We're getting to see lots of new technology improve all of our seeds. How do you think technology is going to improve in the realm of seeds as we keep moving on into the future?
Yeah, I think the big breakthroughs are, of course, is sequencing the genome and using artificial intelligence, in addition. So I see a whole lot of new discoveries around that there, but maybe the part that's driving all of this is the commodity prices. that's really fueling the inspiration behind, this is a great place to be. And if I think of the commodity prices now, it's almost as if society is saying thank you to growers and farmers, right? Thank you for all the hard work you're doing. And I must say that that is definitely fueling, some of these new innovations. It's also opening our eyes up to be able to have a look at some of these new things. And if I just think of the world that's fueling us, for example, let's say in the oil seed world, so soybeans and canola oil, is this whole, renewable fuel, renewable diesel, which is kind of like fueled, if you would like, by the environment and our concern for the environment and our care for the environment. So while sustainability is also driving certain innovation down a certain way, there's some challenges in that for sure. But there's also some wonderful opportunities. Companies are investing huge amounts of money, $2 billion in crush facilities. The rush to crush is quite exciting, especially for us in this world. So I would say the health of the industry, the opportunities out there, the changing dynamics as a result of caring for the environment and sustainability, I think that's also driving some of the innovation we're seeing.
Yeah, that is just fantastic, especially because I know people in the world want us to become more sustainable, and they want renewable resources, renewable fuels, and things like that. So it's amazing that the seed sector is working to provide that.
And I think it's also, if you think of every one of us, right? I have children, and my daughter just got married, and thinking of family. So it's really, it's not that they want the sustainability, it's I want the sustainability. I want everyone to care for the world so that, my kids and my grandkids and so on can enjoy some of the environment that we're enjoying.
Now, as Vice President of BASF, I am sure you get to talk to a lot of people across different sectors. We have already established you get to talk about plant breeding to chemists, which is just a wonderful thing. What do you think is the best way to get our industry's message across, that importance that we're looking into sustainability and things like that?
Yeah, if I had to choose one thing, Alex, it's interdependency. If we start to realize that we need each other, and we are dependent on each other, really, that interdependency, and we're not separate or on our own or different.
Sure.
I find that once you broach that and you feel, yes, I do make a contribution, I am needed, and so as you go to the different sectors, whether it be regulators or whether it be the government or politicians or just all of the sectors that are represented here at ASTA, and you start to realize that we can only be successful if we do things together. And I think that interdependency, we've got all these separate associations, and I think that's fine, but it's that interdependency that really, really helps to strengthen what we're doing. And once you can see that there's an appreciation for what you do, the appreciation for the contribution that you're making, Alex, today, then suddenly you're just not alone doing things. But that interdependency, I think, is an incredibly powerful driver for innovation, for caring, for sustainability, and so many things around us.
Absolutely. And I know partnerships are just becoming so important for everyone. What is your advice? So we've talked about how to kind of explain our stories. What is your advice for someone who just doesn't understand seed innovations and doesn't understand the steps that we're taking? What's the best way to explain it?
Alex, that's really cool, because through trial and error, taking that person into the field, this is a remarkable experience, walking in the field and literally showing, right? I'll never forget, just recently during summer, we took our head of strategic marketing to Canada, into the canola fields, and just holding the little flower and explaining the male and the female parts and explaining what you're doing and showing, rather than trying to use a PowerPoint presentation or a conversation or a video chat. These don't work as effective as being in the field, seeing it, touching it, feeling it. And I would advise everyone, if you're trying to bridge that gap between understanding and knowledge and appreciation and experience, just go to the field and feel the dirt in your hands.
I think that is wonderful advice. I have one last question for you today, Garth. You know, as we continue on to the future, we've tackled a lot of things that the industry is trying to do, but what is something you're excited to see in the future of the seed industry?
I think it's what we spoke about earlier on, and that is how everyone is realizing the connectivity, the interdependency. And to me, that's exciting. I mean, if I just think of, some of the meetings that I've just had, the last few hours or the last few days, and you start seeing sectors that you would never dream of being part of agriculture, suddenly saying, that's interesting. I'd like to be part of it, And it's just mind-blowing to see the enthusiasm that agriculture has brought about, in science, and how all these unrelated industries say, hey, I've got something here that might work. And I think, to me, and I saw a couple of them over the last few days, to me that's wildly exciting, because it is this insatiable desire for innovation is now kind of infecting all the other industry to say, hey, I'd like to get in on the action as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Garth. I think that's the perfect way to end our conversation today. And thank you to everyone who watched. This is not our only Giant Views that will come out of Asta Shirley. So be on the lookout. We will have some more Giant Views coming your way, and we're hoping that you'll find some good information for all of them. But until then, we hope you have a fantastic day, and thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.